This is the Campfire Audio Andromeda, the original one, not the revised 2021, not the gold, not the S, the green one, which is the best one, because green's my favorite color. This is Jason's unit. He lent me this for about a week or so. I need to return them like tomorrow. Or yeah, probably tomorrow I'll return them. I've been listening to them a lot, and I'm not getting paid nor influenced to say anything good or bad about this video. It's not a sponsored video. Yeah, hope you like it. TLDR, it's a U-shaped IM. And it has a little bit more bass and a little bit more treble with a little bit subdued mid-range. When listening to this IM in particular, you can hear more of the instrumental rather than the vocals. And it's a very micro detail focus IM, and the micro detail is very amazing, very good, very amazing in here. And also, this is a very sensitive piece of crap which hiss at everything, like literally everything, unless you get a very clean, crisp, and very amazing amp. This would hiss. This even hiss at my Earstudios, and they never hiss at anything else. Not even these, and these are very sensitive. They are both 5BAs. By the way, these are the BGV PDM6. This shows in your BG, the revised version, and this is the Sony MDR EX1000. I'm going to compare these with those, because these two are 5BAs, similar to that, and this is my favorite IM. They sound very BA. What does sounding very BA even means? I'll give a short explanation later. Most of you would like this if you decide to buy this. If you have an audition, I highly recommend you to audition it before buying, because it's quite the expensive IM. Jewelry, probably you can say jewelry. It's about $1,100, yeah, $1,100, which is not cheap. So I highly advise you to audition it first, but most of you would probably like it, unless you're looking for a very mid-range focus IM, or you're looking for that bass, like the thick bass, thick throbbing bass, the thick bass. You're not getting any of it here nor there. If you're only looking for bass, I think this, the Blonde 03, is a better choice than those. These don't have as good as bass as those, but they have more bass, yeah, definitely. Build-wise, this is built very well. Everything here is built very well. It looks like an expensive IM. It's very sturdy. It doesn't have any sharp edges, but there is actually one right here. You see this screw here? This thing digs at the back of my ears when I use them, only the right ear. So this would probably won't be a problem to you, but it is to me though. And if your house doesn't have a very good grounding, or your apartment or anything else doesn't have a very good grounding, if you wear these on, for example, a charged laptop, yeah, you're gonna get a little bit of shock therapy, like especially here at that particular screw right there. It's gonna sting a lot. The cables. No, wait. Before the cables, let me talk to you about the tips, packaging, and case. Which Jason kindly enough to give me this. So when I received the Andromedas, they don't even have tips. They were like here inside this thing. Yeah, I can review this. This is actually pretty good plastic. Solid. You can actually drop these a lot, and you'll expect minimal damage here. The tissue though aren't very soft. I mean, this is a better tissue, obviously, and yeah, I'm not gonna review this. Yes, I can't review the box and the case and everything else, but I can review the IM and the cable. So yeah, the cables, they are thin. They are thin, but they are built very well and very good braid. A bit of jank here. Not very thick, not very they're solid. They're solid. They're very solid. They have a very tight braid, which is not going to get broken. The jack is L-shaped, which I prefer the I shape, but it's okay. The problem with the cables with me is actually here. Here, look at if this is a memory wire. See? A memory wire. Which is okay, but it's not the most efficient way, the efficient way of making an ear hook. I would much prefer the sleeved ear hook, which is in the Shozy, or which are more superior to both of those, which is superior to anything, is this. The no sleeve, no memory wire at all. This is actually a, what do you call it? Aftermarket wire. Why are these superior? Because one, you can put them like so, like you usually over ear. And they are more comfortable, and they would contour more types of ears than those would. Probably these would, but you need to tweak them every way, every time. And you can also wear these down if you're kind of a psychopath, or like you're feeling quirky. Oh, I'm so quirky, I wear these down, yeah. Yes. You can't actually wear these down like that. I think I'm gonna try them right now. Oh my god, I'm so quirky, I'm gonna wear this like, They actually work. Yeah. If it works for you, just wear them down. Oh. You might get awkward looks from people, but yeah. Yeah, that's why this mechanic is superior. However, anything else here is very excellent. That's it for the build. For the trifecta, the tuning trifecta, the bass is very BA. The bass is very BA. It's a good BA bass, but not dynamic bass. You can't feel the sub bass, what dynamic bass could do on, but the BA bass can't. Is they can push more air inside of your ear canal, so you'll feel the rumble more, especially at the sub bass, and they hit and they thump, they kick harder than these. With even though these measure significantly higher than that, the bass measures this bass is supposed to be louder, but you can feel it here more. Just have a very linear, very non-shelf bass. This have a bit of a shelf, but they do dig very deep though. They dig. They have a very good sub bass extension. They don't have much kick and slam. You're not getting that here. They have a pretty good texture. Not as much as the dynamic because you got added texture by the air. The mids, however, the mids are very, very smooth. And the smoothest mids, like at least on this table. If you're the cleanliness, if you want an IM to sound clean and smooth, if that's like on top of your priority, this is definitely a worth of a buy. But the only thing that kills me of loving this through and through is the lack of peanut gain at the mid-range. You see, if you look at the graphs of most IMs, you can see there's a bit of a bump or a bit of a shelf or a peak, probably. Some IMs have peak there on the 2K or 3K or 4K range about there. These doesn't have that. These do not have that peak. Then that at least adequate peanut gain. So vocals tend to be less emotional, less powerful than what they should have been. They also sound, because of that lack of peanut gain, to me, they sound a bit, just a bit veiled. They're not a veiled IM, but they just sound a bit, just a teensy bit veiled. The treble is very, very extended at the top. They are very controlled, yet very extended. The detail is insane on the treble. They have more detail than any of these at the treble region. And excellent micro detailing also. They sound very airy and revealing, but not painful. These are more revealing, but will give you the ultimate amount of pain an IM could give you. These are a bit more painful, but yeah. The tonality is good. They're good. They're good. Timbre, they're BA. So not so good. The difference between the BA timbre and the dynamic timbre, that BAs usually sound a bit more thin, a bit more less bodied than the dynamic, because they could, I don't know why. I don't really know why that they sound like that. Probably because of their small diaphragm, their small, their inability to create more kick, and also BAs usually are much faster than dynamic drivers. These are also a very well tuned, very coherent BA. And the separation, imaging, and layering wise, these are good at the middle of your head and in the middle, but excellent here, like outside of your head. These, I don't know why, but that's what's happening. The staging is pretty wide, pretty good, but the height is what's actually very amazing here. When you're listening to the Andromedas, you can feel like the sound is very, very tall, very, very open. For example, especially the micro detailing up there is very amazing, and airiness. You can like these basically sound like a bit like speakers. A bit like speakers, more than these. These have wider soundstage. These have like the widest soundstage an IM can give you. But these are taller. They sound more natural. They sound very, very tall. Depth, it's great. Yeah, it's great. Detail retrieval and resolution, one of the best that I've heard, especially at the treble. Even these are very revealing IM, but I can listen to more details here. I can hear more details here that this could never pick up. So yeah. Yeah, I guess that's it for the solo review. Now for the comparison, the BGV PDM6. Okay, this is a stomp. This kills that. But how much better are these than that? Because these have very similar tuning. They have very similar tuning. They sound kind of similar in tonality, but these have more veil in the mid. This is actually a veiled sounding IM. Very veiled sounding IM, because this has less peanut gain than that. Both of these have more peanut gain than that, but the BGV PDM6 have less peanut gain than Andromedas, which killed it. Which made this unlistenable at female vocals especially. The sound is kind of grainy also here, but very smooth here. The detail retrieval is also pretty much a stomp, but the head stage, the tallness, this could replicate the tallness here, just a bit step down, but very well, to be honest, which is actually amazing. This is only $200 and this is $1,100. So yeah, the bass is Andromeda digs deeper. You can feel more. You can actually feel more sub bass here than here. The kick is pretty similar. The treble detail, yeah, this is superior, but this is pretty good too. Yeah, the detail here is pretty good too, but the V's are obviously better. So yeah, the Shozy Neo BG. Technicality wise, this is basically a step down everywhere, just by a little. So these have good details. These have great details. These have good soundstage. These have better soundstage, but just by a little. The tallness though, the BGVP could replicate the tallness better than the Shozy, probably because of the mids, or like the treble, the mid or the treble peaks covering them, the frequencies. But these have more pinna gain than that. So in strictly vocal oriented music, I would actually use the BGVP more than the Andromedas, which is weird because I can hear the difference that these are obviously better than that. These are obviously better than that. Yeah. These also sound very BA. Not as much BA as the Andromedas, probably because this have a bit slower driver. Yeah, and they have more adequate pinna gain, though could be a bit peaky. The treble wise, the Andromedas is much better, but the treble in the this Shozy Neo BG is actually very good too, especially for under $300. Yeah, remember, this is a sub $300 IM. This is an $1,100 IM. Take your pick. I mean, if I would buy any of these, I would obviously buy these. It's just obvious to me, but if you're looking for that extra detail, if you're looking for that extra sound stage, you're looking for extra everything, basically a bit extra, and you don't like if you're very sensitive to treble peaks and you're okay in losing a bit of vocal intimacy, this is actually very excellent to you. However, if you love that vocal intimacy, if you love that shout at the 3K, 4K, I mean, this is an obvious pick because they're like $800 cheaper. Yeah, you can actually buy all three of these for the price of that, which is insane. I mean, they're great, they're excellent, but are they $1,100 great? I don't know. The comparison with the EX1000 is actually more interesting because did I mention that these are my favorite IM? These are my favorite IEM, even if I included the Andromedas. But I can hear that the detail retrieval wise, the resolution, the controlledness is obviously better than in the Andromedas. However, the soundstage wise, they're just playing on a different level. I mean, the soundstage width is just amazing here. And the vocal intimacy, however, I mean, I would actually compare the vocal intimacy, like the vocal is right here. I can hear it like exactly right here. to the Sennheiser 600 lineup, HD 600 lineup. They're just that good at imaging and soundstage width-wise. They soundstage like the HD 800s, but they have vocal intimacy like the 600s, which is very amazing. These would sound like, oh, I can hear the vocals right here, like about here, probably. But this I can say, oh, it's right here. That's what's better here than that. But detail and the other things like detail, resolution, tonality actually is here's also better here. Timbre, of course, I prefer the dynamic driver timbre. However, this have more peanut gain than that. They actually sound very similar. Just this is the dynamic version of this. But these are far less controlled than that. If you're very sensitive to treble spikes, you're very sensitive to shout, to a bit more shout, this is not an IEM for you. Because while these would just tell you, oh, you gotta, there's something here. There is a problem here. They will just tell you that, oh, the music has a problem here. There's a spike here that shouldn't be there. Oh yeah. These would literally just strangle you and say, you want me to do this. You want me to kill you. Like, I mean, yeah. I'm not really sensitive to treble. I'm not really sensitive to shout. I basically have ears of steel. So these sound better to me than that. So even though these are like twice as expensive as these, I'll much prefer the EX1000 over the Andromedas. Just telling on how much amazing this thing is. So yeah, that's my review for the Andromedas. Hope you like it, and don't forget to watch Jason's video. I mean, he owns the Andromeda, so he's probably a bit more in-depth than me, and he tend to be more controlled while reviewing IEMs or like anything than me, and he's a more structured reviewer. If you like that type of reviews, you can go to his video. I'm gonna put it here probably, or down in the description below. And oh yeah, he also have a very different taste in music than mine, so definitely check him out if my taste doesn't fit yours. Okay, see you next time. Peace.